are doing the job perfectly, so I'm happy with that. Can't win. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Pierre here from Simple Homebrew. I'm here to introduce you to Paul McGee. Paul McGee is up in Queensland. He's got his own brew shed. It's just phenomenal, the size of this place. I wish I had room for something like that. This is a 12 by 8 foot, 2.5 by 3 meter size shed, a brew shed. And I can tell you now, I accumulate stuff. And if I didn't have this little shed, I would have a lot more stuff. I would just hoard everything. I threw most of it away, which is what you do. You just throw it away. Anyway, Paul McGee, thank you very much for sharing your video to me. Paul McGee contacted me on January, February this year and said he'll make a video for me, and he finally got around to doing it, and this is it. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to my little brew shed here. Today I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the setup, pretty much what I get up to in here. Start off on the back wall here. So this is all my fermenting fridges slash fridges. Don't get too excited. Not all of them are running at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit nice on their power bill. This end one here is pretty much dead. So all I use that for is just storage. A few bottles and stuff like that in it. This one's like a drinks fridge. So you've got some yeast in here as well that I store. So that's running as a fridge. The next couple, these are fermenting fridges. So this one's got nothing in it at the moment. It's just sitting there. They're both running on Inkbirds. This one here, I've got a salsa in there. It's been a bit of a pain in the butt. So yeah, we'll see how she turns out. It's sitting at 25 at the moment. I'm ready to start cold crashing that. This chest freezer here is just a fermenting fridge at the moment. So not really using it. This black one was originally had a 3-tap font on it, and I had little 8-litre kegs inside it, but I had this idea I wanted a glycol chiller, so I converted it to a glycol chiller. Got a reservoir in here with some glycol. I don't know if you can see that little submersible pump. I think the pump wasn't big enough to run it through the counterflow chiller or the cooling coils, so I never really got it up and running properly. So I'm actually thinking of converting it back to how it used to be, with putting the 3-tap font back on it, filling it with 3 8-litre kegs. I was just going to do it as like a spirit fridge. This little jugger over here, this is the freezer. This is all my hops in it, so obviously it needs a good clean, but everything's in alphabetical order. And yeah, these two ones here are offline. They're sort of just spare ones I don't even use. I'll probably end up getting rid of them soon. I've got a rack for all my hoses that I use, obviously. Over here we've got my big girl, the Keezer. Finally finished that. She holds about 8 kegs in it. Still got to organise all the hosing, man. It's a bit of a ongoing project of mine. I tend to take on too many projects at once, and yeah, there's a couple of beers on tap at the moment. Up above I've just got some shelving racks, which is pretty handy. Got some plastic 8-litre kegs up there. They're really cool. Come in handy. Got some old kegs that I've got to rebuild eventually. I'll eventually get to it. So that's pretty much the fermenting end of the shed. But at the moment I've got the canning machine set up. Just wanted to can a few beers for a friend of mine, so pretty much all I do is I've got these 2 fittings. I just screw the tip out, put it into whichever beer I want, and then the second one I set up as a CO2 to purge oxygen out of the kegs. So all I do is just run one of the gas lines straight into the tap, and it works pretty well. So yeah, so that's the canning section. And over here, this is my open plan theatre room. We kick back and relax. Got a mate that comes over, Chris. We usually sit down and watch the footy. Got a fireplace and a smoker out the front here. So yeah, it's nice and relaxing and sort of a chill out area. Over here, we've just got like a tool bench, obviously, with spare bits and all that sort of stuff. We've got tools in here. And then power tools down the bottom. And over here, I've got a cupboard. Pretty much in the cupboard, I've just got all your bits and bobs. I've got glassware, sweeteners for salsas, or whatever you want to use them for. It's got some cleaning products, some other bibs and bobs, all the water chemistry stuff there. I'm not too technical with all my brewing. It's sort of a bit of a hit and hope sometimes. Over here, this is my grain area, so all the bulk grains. I've got these 35 litre tubs from Bunnings. Then I've got a box from Kegland that I haven't opened yet. It's got a bag of grain in it, some other grain. Then some more grain down here. I've got some bits and bobs again, tools, saws, welder, all that sort of stuff down there. This is where I'll measure out all my grain. And obviously charging station for various tools. Over here I've got some extract kit stuff. I do a fair bit of extract kits. I find it a bit easier, and it's pretty much how I started. So all these tins I pretty much pick up when Big Dub has their specials running. So I think they have like 20 or 30% off, so makes it a bit cheaper. And then I buy my DME in bulk. Some pots up top here. There's more spare parts. I've got a couple of pumps there. There's all Kegland gear. I have a bit of an issue with Kegland. I sort of spend too much money there, but hey, you got to have spare parts as well, eh? And then obviously I've got more shelving up top where I've just got various different things stored away, stuff that I'll probably need eventually. Yeah, so that's that main storage area. Then over here, this is my grain milling area. So just repurposed an old shelf. I cut a hole in it and clamped a board on. Got a drill set up and everything. I just made up a plastic chute. Yeah, so works pretty good. It's pretty convenient. So yeah, so that's that. Then over here, this is my big girl, my big 1400 litre fridge. She's in retirement at the moment. She keeps tripping, so I don't know. Can't sort of bring myself to get rid of it just yet, but we'll get it fixed one day. It's on the back burner. Just enjoying saving a bit of electricity, not running it. I did have a big 50 litre keg in here and a tap on the side as well. And this was in under the house. So it's a really good entertaining fridge, but yeah, just can't seem to get rid of her. So at the moment, I'm just using it to store old fermenters I don't use anymore or rarely use. So I've got a 58 litre keg menter. That's pretty good. And then I think that's a 60 litre in there. So yeah, she's a storage shelf at the moment. Then over this side, I've just got some more tools and that, some barbecue stuff, compressor and all that. Over here, I've got another little keezer I've just made. So that's just soda water. It's got a 50 litre keg in it, full of soda water. Sort of helps out a bit. I've pretty much got a lot of my gear on dollies as well, I've made, so I can just wheel it over. I've got a chain block set up here, so I can just chain block the 50 litre kegs straight up, swing the fridge around, drop them in, put the fridge back, so it makes life a bit easy. It's kind of a bit too heavy to swing those big suckers around. I've got some spare kegs here that I've got to refit with different new parts. There are a lot of old second-hand kegs I haven't used yet. And then above that, I've just got like a tool board just with spare parts, fittings, all the stuff you sort of need, all your duo type fittings and all that sort of stuff, tapes and all that. And then over here, this is pretty much where I sit and do pretty much anything. This is just chill out zone and sit there and work on recipes and all that sort of stuff. When I first started out, I did a lot of these extract kits from DIY Brewing. I think that's it. And I just laminated them, made it easier, and yeah, farted around. I've scaled them up if I want to do a 50 litre of them. But yeah, this is pretty much where I sit, ponder what I'm going to do and all that sort of stuff. Or like another charging station for things under here, bits and bobs. And then over here, this is my main, this is the brewing area. So I've got a 35 litre Brewzilla. That's what I started on a couple of years ago, and she's still going strong now. I don't really use it that much. I tend to use, I've got a 70 litre Nano from Cheeky Peak. I love this. This is great. So I even do my small 21 litre batches in it. She's, yeah, great. I've put a few fittings and all that. I've used the Kegland temp controller on it, which works a treat. It's awesome. bit of pump there. And yeah, so I do use the Brewzilla as like heat asparaging water, and I can just plumb it straight into the pump and then pump it straight up through the top here. So when I do my sparging, if I do sparging, I sort of chop and change it all the time. I guess it depends on what sort of mood I'm in on the day. But yeah, that's pretty much the brew area. I've got plate chiller, I've got a counterflow chiller down here as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much the brew shed. Nice little area. Yeah, keeps me out of trouble apparently. And this is just my outside area. It needs a bit of a clean up. I'm sort of working on a Weber here. I usually have a group of mates come over once a month. We have a big get together and catch up and yeah, have a few beverages. This is just sort of like a wash up station I've got. The sink's not plumbed in at all. I just use it to wash things up in, and yeah, that's makes life a bit easier. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Hope I haven't babbled on too much, but this is my little brew shed, my little hobby that keeps me out of trouble. And yeah, enjoy. I hope I've given some ideas maybe. We'll see how we go. All right, ciao.
Guys, please thank Paul for sharing this video with us. This brewery, it looks like he's going ahead and making himself a big giant commercial brewery. It doesn't take much. You go from these big boilers or little boilers to giant boilers and giant fermenters. It doesn't take much to get a brewery going. And I'm sure what he's saying, he has his mates coming over every month. If they're coming over and drinking your beers, you must be making some great beers, mate. Really, really good video. And on that, Paul did message me or email me, and he said he was inspired by what I did and what I'm doing, and he started his own brew channel. And please have a look at it, guys. This guy is natural at making videos. I think he'll be better as he goes. This is the first time he's done it, and I'm really, really overwhelmed by the fact that people are getting inspired by you guys and all of us supporting this kind of hobby, and I really appreciate you watching it. So Paul, cheers. A bit of whiskey today. Thank you very much for making the video. That's tasty. It's been great watching the video, seeing all the insights. I did like the grain chute that you made. What a good idea. That will reduce the amount of powder and dust you get through the shed. That's the only big issue I have here is dust and powder through this whole shed, and it's a bit of a nuisance, I would say. Paul gave me the greatest idea. Just put a bag under it, have it stream into a bucket, and you get reduction in dust. It's just great. Of course, there's a great lot of other ideas you guys have out there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Paul, for sharing your video. I'll leave a link to his channel down below, guys. Please watch it. Please get on there and give him a big, giant bit of support if you can. Let him know how good his brewery is, how good he is at presenting his brewery. And I thank you for giving us a big thumbs up and supporting all of us here on YouTube. Cheers, guys. Signing off. Pierre. Ciao. Have a great one. And cheers. Oh, Patreons. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for your support. Much, much appreciated. Really is great to have you there. And I've got a few more brews coming up. I'm about to get a payout from Google, so I'm going to have a little bit of money to make some more beer. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the near future. All right, guys. Have a great one. See ya. Cheers.